And if you're a new player and watching this, do not be intimidated. Come in and have a try. We have the silver bracket too, and just so many good players, and you'll get so much good advice here. We're off and running. 3, 2, 1 pills. Influx already starting with a horizontal clear, Flindo, and Larva is looking to open up that left side of the board, perhaps getting a very fortuitous double red, and we are off to the races.
Yeah, that double red would be really great for Larva right now. She does get one. Unfortunately, that's all she's going to get. Well, did get another one after a brief pause there. She's making some really great work in this level 6 already, but so is Inphlox. It's interesting. Both players' boards are kind of set on one side or the other. Influx's board is really left heavy, while Larva's board is mainly right heavy. So it's going to be interesting to see how these players work through this, JB.
Yeah, and Larva's just been getting better and better every year. And don't let that 14 seed fool you. She can take a game if the right things come up here, as we're seeing her holding on to a 3 virus lead. And I'd say it's a bit more favorable of a board for Larva.
Yeah, absolutely. She's got all the setups. You see her setting up for this drop that's going to get into a horizontal. Really nice play. Really nice foresight there by Larva. Just needing 2 reds, getting a little bit hamstrung by the RNG. She didn't quite get that one as far as over as she wanted, but not a big deal. Out at a 119, but Influx right on her tails at a 121.
And good boards here for both players to start. A blue-red would be huge for Larva, and instead crossing it over. I like that play. Setting things up again, and a double blue here for Larva would be really nice, opening up the center of that board for her. She's not going to get it, but tucks things down. That yellow is going to be a bit of a problem, but that is for future Larva to worry about, as she is currently behind by 3 viruses.
Yeah, she's setting up for the horizontal and actually looking like it's going to be a T now to drop that down. She does elect to not do that. Oh, gets the T anyway. Didn't see that. Great play by Larva. Meanwhile, over there on Influx's side, needing a lot of yellow and a lot of blue to really get to the bottom of his board. Doing the best with what he can. This double blue going to be perfect for him. Gets that horizontal, opens up the reds underneath.
And Influx has that garbage there, on rows 4 and 5, but he could easily convert that down to make a horizontal. All he's got to do is get that blue off the board in column number 4, and I think that might be the play. Is I think we're going to see an L,
Yeah.
yeah.
This
We are
red
going to see
yellow.
an L, yeah. What a
Boom.
clear.
And sets up the horizontal to boot. He now has a 7 virus lead over Larva.
Yeah, he absolutely is rocking this level 7. Larva, no slouch herself right now, getting things going, setting a horizontal blue, and has the vertical. She can go underneath, but looks like Influx going to be out right south of 3 minutes.
Yeah, he was out at about a 248. Larva just needing this last yellow. Gonna build up for it. Build underneath. I like the play, especially she wasn't getting the reds. About 14 seconds behind at a 302 for Larva, but a horizontal quad for Influx right as I look over. Nice play.
Yeah, he is off to the races here. Everything, his first third is a little high up, but everything's a bit clustered down, and it's kind of cascading down from left to right. You just see just that vertical or that diagonal swath of viruses. He'll be working on that, and I'm seeing a drop cross. There it is, down to 17, as Larva's at 26 here, really looking to open up the board somehow, really needing some double reds. That red is just clogging up the center of her board. We'll see what she does here. I like this drop down. Yeah, it does take out that garbage. You don't get that other yellow where you particularly want it, but still a good going here, as it's 22-9.
Influx just had a really impressive swim to the left side of his board. On high speed, that's not easy to do. And it's just put him in a really nice position here, just needing this one remaining red virus to clear out. He's going to be out at a 4:05 for Influx. So another blazing time we're seeing here.
I'm wondering if Arco from our last game has just inspired all of our players here to just go a little bit quicker. We've got a nice drop here. That's a combo down to 11 for Larva, getting the 2 out with the 1 pill clear, and then a horizontal opening things up. A lot of reds around everything Larva needs right now, so she's just waiting on that. Meanwhile, Influx setting things up. He's got, I think he's going to, not go for the drop cross. I thought maybe he would, and get that horizontal blue that's just at the top of the board, and laying that flat, and he's going to get an L, yeah, and suddenly down to 20 viruses with a pretty open board.
Yeah, I think Inphlox saw that he had the double blue in his next box and decided to go to the right of it, knowing he could still get that later. So great play by Inphlox as Larva is joining him in his level 9 about at a 457, I believe, for Larva. Both players doing a great job, but with a 22, now 20, now down to 20 virus deficit for Larva, she's really going to have to turn on the jets if she wants to get back in this.
Absolutely. She was holding out for a double yellow. That would have been a beautiful combo, but it just didn't go. And now that garbage piling up on that right side, that could be a big pain point moving forward as it is 35 to 16 here on level 9. Inphlox is cruising along. Larva is having to manage this garbage and is looking for that horizontal clear at the top row for that yellow. Is going to get it, but still has that little piece of yellow garbage on that right side. It's just tough when you can't get things to fall down your way, but we're seeing Larva bounce back here.
Yeah, Influx has been holding out for a double red for quite some time now. And once he gets it, if he gets it, there's no guarantee, but if he gets it, it's going to clear out the remainder of his board. Here it is.
There's your commentator
3,
blessing.
4.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh,
something
he
cleared out
didn't.
that he didn't see.
That happens. You think you have that combo planned and you forget that the 4 pieces of garbage will clear off your board, but he's able to bounce back quickly from it and come out at 616. Not that big of a problem, but it's just always a little frustrating when that combo doesn't fall the way you want it to.
Yeah, and you could see him kind of hang his head there. He can't believe that he broke the combo, but hey, a win is a win. You take it.
Absolutely. Larva's down to her final 9 here and looking to get out here. There's no real blues left after that final blue, and I think she's realized we are done and we'll tap out. So we are at 1-0. Inphlox looking to take this to the second round. The winner of this match faces Watchma, and that'll be our main event here on Saturday. This lovely, lovely Saturday for watching us live. If you're watching the VOD, that's a few down. So hopefully you can get to that with your DrMC binge watching, which I know you're doing. And I hope you are subscribed to us on YouTube. And if you're not watching live, the DrMC over on the YouTubes, come give us a follow. As we have a 3-2-1 pills and we're off for game number 2.
Yeah. An interesting stat here that actually posted into the chat earlier. We were talking in our stream last night about the record of deciders in round 1. The record is 5, set in March of 2022 and our December 2020 finals. If Larva's able to take this game off of Inflox, we'll have a new record with 6 in round 1.
Wow. Hopefully I can say words correctly. I'd love to see a 6th decider here. Everyone likes a little bonus Dr. Mario as it is 18 to 17 here. And Larva, again, having a bit of a time here on that bottom section of her board.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what she's been trying to do. She really wants to take those blues at the top of her board horizontally. She's had a couple options with those double blues. If she had tucked one underneath onto the red, she could have gotten a little bit sooner. She does manage to get it there and with no garbage, which I think is probably why she was avoiding that for so long. And even with that, it is basically a tie game here, only down 2 viruses, now 3. But
Combo there.
Yeah, Influx needing blues and reds now completely out of blues. You see that garbage there, but it's not going to be a big deal because he had the horizontal set up and set him up for another horizontal out at a 133. Larva out at a 135. We have a 2-second game here, folks.
Loving seeing that. That's so close. And for those wondering what happens if we finish at a tie, we play overtime. We've only seen it a few times, but it's always fun to watch. But I might be getting ahead of myself here as we are still only in the second level of this second game here. 14 seeded Larva going up against the 3rd seeded Inflox here on the DrMC, and it is pretty well going here. Larva's got a lot of options, especially in the center of that board, Flendo.
Yeah, all this red that's kind of bunched up in there together. She has some opportunities to go horizontally. She can do the same with the blues at the bottom. It's just a really nice board for her. If she can get the reds, that's the only pain point for her. She's got to get the reds to work with it.
and she's starting to clear that left side of the board. Meanwhile, Inphlox just pretty much on that lower left quadrant and has a plenty of options to get things going, and maybe was setting up for that horizontal, not quite getting it. This double red fortuitous, and it's likely going to be vertical clears across the board for Inphlox to get out here, and there's one, and here comes the other one. Oh, got the misflip there. Not that big of a deal here. Out at a 257, and that's a good pace through 2 levels.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything under 3 minutes is really what our top players are aiming for. So for Influx to be out below that is exactly what he wanted as he's into his level 8. A bit split at the top of this board, though, for him.
And yeah, and the interesting thing is there's just so much low elevation for his virus placement here. So it's good end game, but start of round, tough. But we'll see what happens here as Influx thinking about what to do with the double red. Maybe hesitated a little too much there and left that double red right in the center of the board. As Larva out at a 337.
Yeah, finally able to join Influx in her level 8, about 40 seconds behind Influx. But with this board health, the board setup that he's got, it could be a chance for Larva to get back in. If Influx isn't careful, he's going to be dealing with a lot of drop time, especially if he elects to clear out those yellows in his column 2 and 3 horizontally. I don't think he will, and he does, in fact, signal that that is not what he wants to do. Great decision.
Meanwhile, Larva cruising along here, getting a lot of single pill clears, and oh no, bit of a misflip there on that yellow
Ooh.
red, but she manages to clear it out underneath. Doesn't really create too much of a problem. She's got a good horizontal blue for her, and she could take that anytime. It's going to be a long drop down, but a really good recovery considering what happened there for a moment.
Yeah, I'm a little bit concerned about her board. It's starting to look a little bit split as well. And we've seen what it's been doing to Influx, really struggling to just clear out this board as fast as he'd like to. Really nice drop combo from Larva there, but Influx is going to be out first at a 444.
So again, just going quickly through here, you do want to shoot for about a minute 40, minute 45 in those last 2 levels. And that is what we're seeing out of Influx here is he's going to cross the 5 minute mark and definitely signaling a big combo here. And I love that start already down to 31 and opening up a lot of that board, exposing a ton of red. We'll see what he does here. But the red's starting to stack up, and especially with it being just right in the center there, columns 3, 4, 5, and 6. Really tough going, but you can definitely get creative here.
Yeah, and speaking of red, that's really what Larva has mainly been needing. Now it's yellow that she's got to work through. Would really love to see a yellow red, and there it is. A double red would be perfect. We'll see if that pops up for her. Not likely. She is going to go ahead and set up the blue red. So we'll see if some more blues come her way. And there's the double red after she's already blocked it off. But, you know, I don't hate the decision to go for it.
Yeah, but that double red will always happen when it doesn't need to happen because of course it does. But Larva not getting lapped here, although it looks like barring some sort of disaster, it will be game and match to Influx. He is just trying to get these last few off the board. Has some options here, but you're really looking for pure yellow. And looks like he's going to elect to clear underneath and drop that double yellow down vertically. So really just looking for some sort of yellow help. There it is. And Influx has this in the bag, getting the double yellow. So now just looking to go out horizontally here and really organizing his board. And we'll just need the final yellow.
Come on, game.
And there it
And
is.
there it
Out at a
is.
632.
Wow. I was getting a little bit nervous there, the game not cooperating, but he pulls it off, and he will go on to face somebody. Let me see.
And for Larva, the streak is over.